Elections Canada investigators came to see Reverend Sue Campbell after she had received a robocall on voting day saying her polling station had been moved.
It was a woman's voice, and it was in English as well as French. And of course, I was surprised because I had just voted.
She wasn't the only voter in Guelph to get that fake phone call.
I don't know. I just had the feeling that it wasn't really legitimate.
Elections Canada traced the fraudulent phone calls to an Edmonton call centre hired by the Conservative Party. Last week, Michael Sona, who worked on the local Tory campaign in Guelph, resigned as a Conservative parliamentary staffer after his name was linked to those calls. A source close to Sona told CTV the 23-year-old is being thrown under the bus and made a scapegoat, adding Sona is not tech-savvy and couldn't have done the robocalls on his own.
Are they going to continue to pretend it was some 20-year-old ideologue down in Guelph, or are they going to take responsibility and hold a public inquiry so Canadians can find out who's guilty and who should be going to jail?
The Conservatives won't talk about Sona, and the Prime Minister is playing defence.
Canada, if they have any information, I challenge them to produce that information, give it to Elections Canada.
Voters in at least 38 ridings across Canada have reported receiving automated and live calls purportedly from the Tories that gave out false information.
Attempting to suppress the vote of Canadians, their ability, constitution, the constitutional right to vote, I think that is extremely serious.
A former employee at a Thunder Bay call centre working for the Tories says they passed on misleading information.
Some of the locations we gave weren't the proper locations, so I ended up just letting people know, just contact Canada Elections.
Harper insists those calls dealt with legitimate polling station changes.
The calls and questions are calls the Conservative Party of Canada placed to its own supporters, Mr. Speaker.
Tonight, the House of Commons unanimously passed a motion asking MPs of all political stripes to cooperate with the RCMP and Elections Canada investigation into voter fraud. Lisa.
They have to pass a motion to cooperate with police, Bob? I mean, at its core, isn't this a criminal investigation?
Lisa, it's very serious business. Tonight we learned the RCMP executed a warrant against Rack 9, the Edmonton call firm. The Mounties are asking for all emails, billing records, and correspondence between the firm and the Conservative campaign in Guelph. They're also asking for all records on a phone number coming out of Joliet, Quebec. Depending on how this investigation unfolds, this police probe could possibly be expanded to other ridings.
Okay, so what are the ramifications legally then, Bob? Walk us through that.
Anyone convicted of electoral fraud faces a $5,000 fine or 5 years in prison or both. That could be a powerful incentive to get people to talk.
The stakes are high. Bob Fife, thank you for this tonight.